you? Spawn. You sent me to hell, Jason. I'm here to return the favor. I'm feeling strange, trapped in the grave. All alone, I'm rotting my own skin. So serious I say, a shoulder restraint. The perfect plane lays out my own name. Hell's rising. Hell's rising. The scars remain, a deeper to see. A blood field, blinded response. From here I cling to the ones that remain. Exile without reason. The time to catch the feelings we feel this. We someone is clear to bow. We're building the power, strengthening the heart, and building the wall. Welcome to your demonstration.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Spawn Review, episode 31. We are just trucking right away with this show. It's been impressive. It's been fun. We got Sean's back with us today. Yeah,
Yo.
love it. We got the Gooch here as well,
Booth.
doing his thing. Project Naosis. Paul in the house. We're just waiting. We're missing Zach. Where's Zach at? The Zach attack. He's just I don't know. He's wrapped up in all his amazing art that he's doing, I'm assuming. Yeah, like that. Everybody, wherever you're watching, please hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let people know that we're live. We're going into issue 361. I'm going to try to be quick and jump into this because I know Paul's he's on a tight deadline today. So we're going to try to get this through. So is the Gooch, and we're going to try to get through the show and keep it in an hour. And then I've got a fun announcement at the end of the episode to tell everybody, and we'll dive into that. Before we do, though, we're going to get into this. We got Mark Penguin was the number one person in the chat. Number one in the chat, number one in our hearts. We appreciate you being here.
You're number one.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here. Hail the Lore coming in
Nice.
at number 2. Appreciate you. Dennis Kelly in the house. Hail to you.
What's up, Dennis?
Cunt O'Hare. Loving that name.
Yep.
Loving it. Appreciate it. Pizza's in the house, as always. We have Twisted Dream.
Subject notes. The extraction theory papers. Am I the only one who did the reading?
What is going on, man? How you doing? Blue Boy's in the house as well. Hell yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. Hello to you. YSA jumping in here late.
Nice.
Time for some Spawn. Let's go. Okay. People are filing in here, but let's just dive into this because we got a limited amount of time and I want to get everybody's opinion in on this book. First off, I just read it today. I kind of in and out been reading it throughout the weekend. It was a busy weekend for me, closing out Reaper Destroyer and everything.
Could say congratulations on that. Huh?
Thank you,
Huh?
man.
Come on,
Thank
chat.
you.
Make it happen.
Man.
Oh, you hit 75. That's cool. Hours
Yeah.
before you weren't there.
Yeah. We ended up crossing 75K on Michael Bancroft's channel. So that was awesome. It was a hell of a weekend, hell of a closeout. Just wiped me the hell out. I went on to Jay's show last night, and I was running on E, man. Like I was doing everything I could to get through that show, and I just hit the bed, and I was out, man. Today, it's been a rough day, but no, it was awesome. So I appreciate it. Oh shit, I do before I forget. Sheldon Martin, who's a member of the chat, member of the channel, he drew this for my birthday. This was a fan piece pinup of one of my characters, Vanessa. I saw him post this on X, and I didn't even think about it that he was going to send it to me, and it was sitting in front of my garage when I got home from work today.
Nice.
And so he sent this, and it kind of timed up perfect. So shout out to Sheldon. Did a fantastic job on this. Copics and a bunch of other stuff he used on here, but yeah, it's beautiful, man. I love it.
He's such a hidden talent. Like he's really fucking vicious.
Made my day, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely made my day. Shout out. Thank you. All right. Spawn 361 and 360. It was a cliffhanger. Spawn was dead, killed by blood. Nyx's corpse came back and lifted him up into the air and started to do weird and wild things with green necroplasm to him. And we pick up in this issue. What did you guys think? I want to go around real quick. We'll start with Sean. We'll go around. But what did you guys think of this issue? Because I liked it, man. I liked it. Sean.
Balls to the wall. I thought it was dope. One of the better ones. Get my rating now.
We'll do the rating at the end of the show, but just first thoughts.
I highly enjoyed it, and I was like, "This is a fantastic fucking book."
Hell yeah, Gooch!
Oh, you want my?
Don't rain on my parade.
As I predicted, he went into it knowing full tilt that he was going to die, and he was going to come back, and he was going to fight against Nyx, and he wasn't going to bend the knee. Now, the issue I have with this book is the lettering. It's so freaking tiny. What is going on there? It was really, really small to read.
You're right. And I've been mainly looking at the digital stuff, getting ready for the show and getting everything set. And I thought maybe it was just a digital thing. So maybe it is. I'll have to look at the actual book. But there's a lot of room where I thought there was. But again, I was like, well, maybe Todd's showcasing the art because there's some beautiful art by Brett.
It's beautiful.
In this
great
book.
Story. Great book. Great book. I enjoyed it.
There were words.
I looked.
There was.
Hey, you read, Sean. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, I love where they're going with this story. Yeah.
Hells yes. Paul, I know we talked a little bit before we went live, but what are your first opinions on this book before we dive into this?
We steer away too much to know that this is the best monthly book possible. It makes me forget when we jump around checking out all the miniseries, which is great, and we're supporting our boy Todd. But Spawn 361, my favorite book I picked up for the month, for sure.
Yeah, hands down. All right, let me pull this up. Sean is actually running the behind-the-scenes controls here with the website. Yeah, so we'll see. We've got a backup one too, so we got multiple things if anything goes down. First off, this cover was, for all the covers in. We've said it here. I have not been impressed with a lot of Spawn covers, mainly because I just think, I don't know. Like this cover is pretty decent, but would you compare it to like, Capullo style covers, where if you're going to go with a pinup cover anyway, which I don't mind, just, I don't know, give me some Brett Booth stuff.
Not even if it's close. Yeah.
Even if it's a sketch, give me a Brett Booth sketch and
that
make it into a cover.
Copy and paste. That is a copy and paste cover. I'm sorry.
I don't even know what it is.
It is.
It's John Constantine and a blonde girl, and Spawn is above them watching.
I look at these covers when I get them in the LCS.
And that's the one I got. So anyone that goes, "Oh, he's a hater," it's the one I bought.
And
he hates it because he bought it.
I look at both covers and I'm like, no, just give me the cooler one of the two, I guess. But
it looks like Twilight.
I don't. I want to know what Todd's thought process is behind it. Because having him go through so many awesome covers throughout the ages of Spawn, and lately, I don't know what the thought process is behind just giving these really generic covers. Like, I'm going to buy the book regardless, but they're not compelling. Is for what's inside the pages. These are not exciting covers, and I keep waiting for him to break out of this. And I don't know. Like I said, take a friggin' sketch of. Brett Booth can knock something out in like fucking an hour, right? Yeah. Something cool. You could take a sketch of his that's cool, color it up, and that would be a way better cover than some of this stuff that has. I don't know. It's my only critique, my only kind of bummer when it comes to the Spawn books. So I don't know, Todd. Just give it something better.
What is sad about it is like it's the reverse Uno card. It's like usually you pick up a nice Alex Ross cover and you open up the book and it's absolute shit. This is like, okay, the cover is mid, but the interiors are insane, so it's like,
yeah. Crazy. And you're supposed to buy a book by its cover, right? Like, or like not judge a book. Fuck that. I judge a book by its cover. If I didn't know what Spawn was, I would not pick this up. I think it'd be like a Buffy book.
Yeah.
I like Buffy, but
yeah, I don't know.
Let me scroll to the first page. Yo, you let me know if I'm going fast, slow, what have you, instead of stuttering.
Yep, go ahead. We'll go. So we got Tom McFarlane back on writing duties. We got Brett motherfucking Booth doing the art. Adelso Corona inks.
Oh.
Robert Nugent knocking the colors out. So basically the main team. Tom
Mm-hmm.
Orzakowski doing the letters. So the main team doing this, knocking it out of the park. But yeah, let's jump into this because right off of the bat, the colors in this book just absolutely pull me in. Yeah. So his first page. Robert Nugent has been doing a fantastic job, but there was something about this book, and I don't know if it's the use of the greens.
Gotta be.
But
it makes the red pop out.
It's so gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like this page and then the next page I just fell in love with. But so we pick up from where we left off with, if you guys don't remember, at the end of 360, Nyx is basically holding up Spawn over her head and basically endowing him with power again. So
the avatar. Sorry,
yes. The corpse avatar of Nyx, because Nyx is still on the throne in hell, queen of hell. So the corpse avatar of Nyx is doing all this on Earth, which was it was an interesting concept. The more I read through this book, but she is basically giving him his power back here, and we get an awesome sequence of it happening. And Brett goes all manga influence on this. I mean, you can tell from the get go that Brett is really leaning into his manga influence with some of the stuff that we see in the pages going. But we get an interesting monologue. Gooch, I know because this really plays off your theory you had, and you really did nail it. And as we were leading up to this issue and kind of what was happening, but when they pick up this the narrative and they're talking about Nyx and what she's been doing, do you think this didn't take me out of the story at all? But do you think they were doing a little too much tell instead of show? Because I feel like we got a ton of like backstory within 2 pages, filling in a ton of backstory filler that we didn't see.
I know what you're saying. Like, are they, too much exposition dumps?
Yeah.
No, I actually normally I would pick up on that, but no, I think it played out nicely in this book because it's, for me, this kind of fits the Spawn series in general. Like it's you're getting the inner dialogue of Nyx, which you want. I mean, you can show it, but like at least we're getting some good meaty chunks there of what, because we don't know what Nyx was doing for the longest time, and now we get some meat to the bone, right? So I'm okay with that.
Okay,
because she has a Al Simmons where she wants him, so she thinks this is a chess piece that she needs desperately. This is like either a bishop or like a queen, like
right.
And it's a significant piece she needs for her plans to take out heaven, right? So I didn't mind it.
And so I think this is actually the first time that they've actually kind of touched that she is trying to plan on taking out heaven, right? Because she's been silent for the most part. We haven't really, and so we find out for the first time in these first few pages that her grandiose plan is being messed up right now by Al Simmons dying because she needs him. And she's got to give him his powers back, which means everybody's getting their powers back. And it's pretty much before she wants to do it, right? And we find out that it's her plan to basically do what every Lord of Hell has been trying to do, or at least Malbolgia was trying to do, and take over heaven. So go ahead, Sean, keep slow scrolling through some of these pages. So I thought that was
something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember when we had Thomas Healy on last year, right after 350?
Yes.
He's like, we won't see Nyx for a year. Here we are, a year.
So he was right. Yeah, he was right on.
I hope so. It's his job, right? But like,
he nailed it.
Yeah, you think like we're getting the too much because we didn't get anything at all? Because it's just been built up from everything. Or why is it I just not paying attention to Jay?
No, you're right. That's what I was saying. Like we had barely any information of what's happening with all the powers missing, everything that led up to this point. Now we finally get to hear Nyx talk about her plan and how she wants to take out heaven. Like it's starting to fit all together. And normally if we had that throughout the series, like a year, we had very little throughout the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have said this is too much information. We already know a lot of this stuff, but because we don't know anything about Nyx, this works. And look how small that lettering is. Holy shit! All that space, and look, like you can barely read that.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I thought maybe it was just a digital version of it because I was reading on a screen right before the show because I do have the physical copy right here. But and yeah, man, that's kind of interesting. That is a little small. But this page isn't. But before we go, just shout out Sheldon Martin jumped in the chat. Like we said, dude, we just showed off your art just a little bit in the show. So thank you so much for sending that to me. That made my day seeing that. So I can't wait to get that up on my wall over here. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Member of the channel. I'm going to skip the intro for the members right now because we're trying to get through the show just to get some of these guys out on time. But thank you, brother. I just want to recognize you being in the chat.
Look at that artwork. Holy shit!
How powerful is that? Like,
It's-
that's Todd McFarlane
It
powerful.
Amazing.
amplifies the like that moment that we had in the last page, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" And then just seeing like the amplify of everything.
Yeah, it's
and
like the
I
pullback.
I like the pacing of the story. I think the panels work
Oh,
very
yeah.
well from
Yep.
first page to
Mhm.
double splash to the earth that we see next. I thought it was very well done. I personally, and that's why I like this so much, I was like, I could have not thought of this. I thought this was sick the way it was done.
This sequence, this 4-page sequence or whatever it is here, I think is absolutely amazing. Yeah, and Brett does a great job on this double page spread here. And like I said, this is where I was seeing like him diving in and embracing his manga influence with this
Mhm.
explosion, right? This like the Dragon Ball Z. You've seen him do some of that Dragon Ball Z
Yep,
stuff,
yep.
and manga stuff. This is exactly what that stuff looks like when he does like the
The
Patreon
cape.
stuff.
The cape. Oh,
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
beautifully done. You can feel it when you look at this
Yeah.
page. You can just feel what is happening, and then the dialogue, everything that's going on with it, it just fits, you know. And I really love it, Sean. If you go to the next page too, you're
Sure.
seeing just how powerful this event is, right?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
We get an even farther pull out, right? You're seeing that coming up from New York. There's the United States, New York. It's popping up here and engulfing the entire planet. I mean, just the way this was done, I thought was just fantastic by Todd and also visually by Brett Booth.
mhm.
What's up, Zach?
What's going on, Zach?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Nice.
Excited to be here, I can tell. All right.
No, I literally just like I took a mini nap, and then I was like, wait a minute, am I reading this clock right? And then I was like, oh shit, I'm late. So here I am.
The other piece I want to talk about here is if you look at it, it almost looks like an eyeball, popping out of
Yes.
the
Oh,
socket.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that vision, right?
Interesting. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's okay. So in the dialogue here, it says months ago, after ascending to the throne, Nick sent a message to alert all that she was now Hell's true ruler. She never wanted the role. Instead, she was recruited by Simmons. He was the one that put her upon it. The corruptive force of the seat began almost immediately to seep into whatever was left of her soul. Her first action as queen was to return Earth or every earthly intruder back to their world. Once she convinced once there, she convinced the vampire king Blood into sealing the dead zones. So she was the one that did that. And then she wiped away all the powers from those born from heaven or hell. My question with all of that is, one, how does she have the power to wipe out the power for heaven as well? It was just something that
Well,
popped in my head. Like, you know, like
She
I
just
can
closing up
understand.
the zones. I think maybe it could work both ways, maybe possibly, but I think that, you know, for the sake of the story, she's so powerful that she can close the dead zones and open them up. Maybe like that new surge power of being the queen of hell, you know?
Okay, because I just thought that was interesting. Because if you separate heaven and hell power level, right, you would assume that hell's got their side, heaven's got their side, and all that. So it's still been one of those things that's been a mystery to me that how the hell is she took the powers from everybody, both heaven and hell, away. But I did think it was interesting that she was the one that orchestrated Blood to do his thing, which I don't think has really been established yet. That's new, right? If I'm
I believe so.
correct in that.
Yeah, it's
So-
new.
Okay, so again, like we were saying, in the first 4 pages, we're getting a lot of information dump on what Nyx has been doing, what she's been all about, and it is a very Nyx central book, even though we get a lot of Spawn cool action coming up, but we really get a lot into what she's planning to do and what she actually wants to do. And it seems that the throne itself has corrupted her more quickly than anything than when she maybe originally took the throne for whatever reason she was going to take it for.
Now, do you think any of her powers kind of came over from Tree World, wherever it's called?
Green World.
Green
Yeah,
World?
Green World? Yeah. Like, even though, like, she's this hell bitch, like, she still got to have some sort of powers from there. Maybe that could do something. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick? Member of the channel. Great to see you, brother. Maybe just a combination of the different. I don't know. That's something I would like to ask Thomas if he ever comes back on the show again. What the concept is with that. And so this is basically just.
I'll make sure I'm not here because he probably won't.
It'd be like that dude.
Yeah. No, I get along.
No, yeah. Like I said, if we're honest on the show. We're honest on the show. We are fans. We're Spawn fans. We're going to tell people what we like, what we don't like. You know, we obviously go out and buy these books every month, multiple books in the run of the titles. Even though we do these online versions, but that's more for the chat and everything. But you know, my physical copy sitting right here.
I'm already black labeled by Disney and Marvel. So.
I know. I was just going to say,
nice.
Yeah. Bo pretty much made it known yesterday.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
They know you.
Yeah, they know who you are.
Oh, that's cool. Good for you, buddy.
Okay. So Nyx is pissed off right now because she's got to give Al his powers back, and he basically forced her hand. And this was something that the Gooch has been talking about now for a few issues. That this was all a big scheme that Al had cooked up to get his powers back, which it does seem that way to a point. But I do want to ask a couple things when we get there, Gooch, based on Spawn's reaction to it. But
also this was Nick's plan. Nick was saying how she was eventually going to do this to Spawn anyways, but she has to do it now because otherwise he's fucking dead.
Right. He made her do it early because he's basically, blood kicked the shit out of him in the last issue. If you guys didn't read it, go back. It was not even a fight.
An anchor to her plan for, I think, which we find out later, taking out those people. She needs Al Simmons as juiced up as he can, and he is juiced up to the max. I'm assuming that's what it was, full power.
Yeah, he's back to being full power again. All right, Sean, go ahead and hit the next page here.
Yes,
some glorious art book, man.
Yep.
Glorious
Just
art.
that cut out there, put it on the cover. No one's crying.
Exactly. Just make that the cover. Let's go.
Yeah.
I got wet seeing this. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I love everything about this.
Dude, it's one of those things, man. Like I said, Brett is making it near untouchable for somebody to follow him on this book.
Yep.
And that's just what it is.
Not
That's
follow on the book. There's no one doing interior artwork monthly that is close to this.
Right.
Including that, I would say Daniel Warren Johnson, but Transformers is totally different thing. So
I agree with you. Yeah. So we get this fully powered Spawn again for the first time in a year. Chains whipping around, the costume's all alive again, and I know that Brett is very excited because when he was taking over Spawn, this is what he wanted to draw.
Mm-hmm.
And then Todd was like, I'm going to make you wait a year before you can actually draw what you want to draw. So he is full on just leaning into it. And this issue, you can tell that Brett was having fun getting into the aesthetic of Spawn. I mean, look at those chains. It was just amazing,
Planes upon planes, because the different chains and the folds and the way it's all going, that's multiple shit. That's fucking genius. And the aesthetic of it.
The big thing here that they kind of cover in this page, besides a bunch of just bringing stuff together, is that yes, Spawn's got his powers back, but also everybody has their power back. And the thing that's going to happen that Nyx is pissed off at, and she's going to basically tell Al, this is your fault. You basically started a world war. Like the vampires are going to do everything they have to do to keep a hold of the power that they've established over the last how many ever months it's been in the story. And everybody that's been affected by the vampires are going to go after the vampires. It's going to be basically chaos, and it's all Al's fault because he wouldn't listen, because he wouldn't stay away from him, and he was stubborn when she originally warned him 2 issues ago or something. Go ahead, keep scrolling.
Okay.
Yeah, sick page, love it. top to bottom, and then shitty nicks in the back. And then I thought, we thought she'd disintegrate. She's back, but yeah, these panels are so fucking awesome. I love this book so much. Like, I was so happy getting it, and I had a deep pull list, and the only thing that got me in the store was getting this book.
Yes. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's weird because we saw the Nyx avatar disintegrate like two issues ago or an issue ago or whatever it was. So the fact that she even came back last issue was interesting, but apparently she can keep resurrecting this corpse version of herself to do her bidding on Earth where she can't go because she's still on the throne, as we'll see here in a couple pages. But Gooch, this is what I wanted to say. So your theory was that he was doing this on purpose, but the way he reacts here is like, he's like, yo, what is this? And he's asking questions like, in my powers and stuff.
Yes.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
But he's playing coy here. He's like testing out what he can do, how far he can push. So she does the chain, and then he goes, okay, I've had enough. I'm done toying around now. Now you're now gonna bow to the king. I'm the king spawn of this planet. This is my realm. He knows exactly what he's doing here.
Okay.
And he's playing Nyx. Like she's like all this power, and even she goes to retaliate, and it gets snuffed right out.
Yeah, as we're going to see. So the sequence coming up is really, really cool. I enjoyed it, but I just wanted to cover that because you're right. All right, so I'm glad you explained that. That makes a little more sense in this aspect. He's playing a little coy with her, and then she goes on this power trip almost instantly. Right, I'm the queen of hell. You work for me now. I gave you the powers, and we go through a little bit of a sequence here where she starts kicking his ass. Right, and at first you're thinking to yourself like, oh shit, like Spawn just got his powers back, but this new queen is more powerful than, and they do a good job of setting that up, right? They really do within the story to make it seem like she's got him on the ropes, or maybe she's got something over him in this aspect. And she's basically like, you're gonna work for me now. You bow to me, and she's pissed off like, chains. You're using this against me, like like how dare you kind of thing. And she starts just kind of beating on him and wailing on him for a little bit.
And right there, he knows what he's dealing with. That's like a boxer, right? You're getting the ring and you're just jabbing and you're doing the movement and you're moving around. Yeah, and you're trying to figure out what, like, you want to feel his power, you want to feel his movement, you want to see how you can defend. That's what Spawn's doing. He's playing this out, and then he's like, okay, I've had enough fun with you. I know your plan moving forward. Here's the real deal. I am the king of this realm, not you. And if you ever want to talk to me, you come and yourself and come talk to me, not send these avatars. So that to me is like a great setup. Like, he played it out perfectly in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a great point. I liked it. It is a good pacing too, because the scene ends on her basically showing that she is more powerful at this moment as far as like the readers go. And then we jump to her being on hell, or in hell on the throne. Sean, if you want to go to the next page. And she's basically these two guys that we saw in the last issue that were digging up and burying all of the dead bodies, angels and demons and stuff. She's basically having a meltdown here, right? She's like, I will not tolerate disloyalty from you, from Simmons, from anybody. Everybody will be my servants and everything. And this is where we kind of find out she has them bring this dinosaur thing, brings in all of those bodies we saw from issue 360, I think it was, or maybe it was 359. I can't remember. Sean, if you want to keep going here.
I'm pretty sure it was 360.
Was it? Okay, it was the last issue. So there we go. We see all those bodies, all the corpses of the angels and demons that they were hiding from God, essentially. It brought them to Nyx in this giant bag by this dinosaur. It was kind of to me, this was actually kind of like a comical scene. Amongst everything that we just saw, like, this kind of had a little bit more of a comical feel with all these bodies just pouring out of this bag. And she goes, and this is where she really starts to talk about like her plan is to really to invade heaven and take the throne, and to bring heaven under control of hell, which I think it's interesting because we are finally getting a glimpse of what it is that Nyx has been working on. Remember in 359, I think it was, when we first saw her corpse come back, and she was talking about she had a plan, right? And Simmons she's like, he's messing up this plan. I've been working for what was 10 years or something in hell time that she's been planning this whole thing. Well, we get a glimpse now of exactly what that is, and she really is. She's trying to invade heaven and take over heaven, and the way she's going to do it, apparently, she's forming all of these corpses into some kind of kaiju mega demon angel mix monster. I don't know what it is, but hella cool, guys. I mean, what do you think when you saw this scene? You know,
That is dope.
If you ever watched, well, not watch, it's Rick Grimes 2000. They did the same thing. It was Rick Grimes. He's in an alternate universe, and all of the zombies form together to make a giant
Really?
zombie.
no
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Rick Grimes 2000. It's like a multiverse version of The Walking Dead, and it's with Ryan Otley and Robert Kirkman. It's pretty cool. But then this, the way I could say it's different is the pieces are breaking off and forming into its own thing. Like with that, it was like the zombie horde just stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
Like I like the dimensional use of the bodies.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, what are you guys thinking on that? Like the visual, I saw it, and I was just like, oh shit, we are going to some fun levels here.
This is some dumb fun. Like this is comic books. Like it's dumb fun shit. I can't wait to see the end result.
Theories,
hell.
Gooch.
This is hell.
Oh,
This is like you're using corpses to create something evil. Like that's, I mean, it's hell. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Like I don't know. It just, to me, it just exudes evil. Like it's awesome.
yeah. No, it's a great concept. Like again, it's something I wouldn't have really thought of. And
I sent you in Twitter our messages. The other thing that I say it looks like from Still Image Comics. So who knows?
oh, yeah, it does kind of look like that. I don't know what
it's
that
like
is,
the
but
horde, like it stampedes
okay,
on each other.
I got you.
You know?
Oh, we do have Eric in the house, and we have established that Eric is actually very well versed in Spawn. So
Nice.
it's always awesome having him in the chat. He helps us out with some things when we're searching for answers. But he says they have to have Mark Spears follow Brett Booth. Mark Spears has been super popular. I don't know if I know who that is, but I'm just saying it's gonna be very hard for anybody, in my opinion, to follow what Booth is doing. It's going to be a hard task. Paulus Arts is in the house. Hail, good to see you
My
guys.
brother.
Back to Earth. The Avatar is still kind of having her way, doing her thing, and she's thinking that she's got the upper hand. That's what I love about this scene. You know, it's a very rope-a-dope, right? You know, she's just going all out, you know, being all cocky. What does she say here? She's like, you'll need to learn your place, Hellspawn, and show me where you're worthy of resurrecting. So here's the thing. There's a plan in place, right? She's telling him right now, like, I'm bringing you back for a purpose. You're going to work for me and do exactly what I'm telling you to do. And if you can't even handle me, then you might not be ready for what's about to come. I'm better off with someone else. The cockiness of what Nyx is doing right now, Queen of Hell doing her thing, Avatar on Earth kicking Spawn's ass, doing the disrespect of turning the back and walking away after she seemingly just put Spawn down, was a great setup for the turnaround, you know, the twist when Al is like done playing here and we see what happens in the next scene. Like I thought it was just really good writing by Todd. It was good pacing, like Paul was saying, and just really good writing, good storytelling. It was compelling. And yeah, man, I got nothing but good things to say about this issue so far.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
peak McFarlane writing. Go ahead, Zach.
This issue right here, this is a major key issue, which I think is going to be
Hold up right there, Sean.
worth a decent amount of money. And the reason why is there's every now and then, and it's rare that you see in a comic book series where you see a lot of events which we all know that they've been preparing consistently since day one, and things are starting to come to a header, and then the character through the years, after so many years, starts to become an evergreen character to which what Spawn is, and to do that in such a way where it doesn't become distasteful, where you're going to pretty much reset the character back to how it was in the first issue with their power stats and everything like that. It's like a reboot and all their potentials, what they're capable and everything like that. And you're just kind of resetting all the pieces on the chessboard just to start it up again with a new game. this is exactly what this issue. It's exactly what it does. Because it says it in the text boxes where, everybody is restored. Everyone's got the power. So, and the anger and frustration that Al has in the moment that he gets his powers is that he knows that it's going to be an eternity. This fight he has, it will never end.
Yeah, when we get to the end of the book, I've got an interesting thought on where this might go sometime in the future. But I'll wait till we get there if I remember. Sometimes I forget these things. But I love this. By the way, if you guys haven't yet, if you're in the chat, please let me know if you got the issue. Because we encourage you guys to go buy the issues every week and join us here on the Spawn Review. And if you did get the issues, remember we said tag Todd in it and let people know that you were getting excited for Spawn because of the show. Obviously, the book is great, but if you were getting reinvigorated for the character because of the show or whatever, let them know. Advertise. We're doing God's work over here. All right, this page is awesome. I love just the.
I see what you did there.
We get into this page, and again, here is the flip, right? And here is where I was just like went from 6:30 to midnight in this issue, and it was already headed that direction, but. I just love the turnaround, Nix. I didn't say you could leave, and it's just boom. He comes right at her and just gets her and puts her right on her knees. It's very very arousing for me in lots of ways. But beautiful art in a way. But just this is the dominance of Spawn, right? Like the powerful character that Spawn has become. He's got his full set of powers back, and he's reminding her, like the Gooch said. This is Earth. And I even love the line he uses, like, you might be the queen of hell, but I am the king of Earth. I was like, Todd, hell of an awesome line. That was badass.
Yep.
So beautiful.
Go ahead, man. Keep on going. The next page, he basically just puts this avatar through hell and basically showing, a little bit of his powers here and there, making her puke out these cockroaches. It's just, Todd went. I love Todd's brain, man. I just love his mind when it comes to storytelling. This was fun stuff to see him, put her through this. Kind of like going through the plague and just dominating her in every single way, more so than she had just done to him.
But the point was, it is possible. The whole point is, she was disappointed that he couldn't easily murk the form of her that's not powerful at all. Like basically, like I would say the hell version of her is like 10x this or 100x this.
The thing is, she's as angry, quote unquote. She's pretending the whole time she's just playing him, and she knows what he's in. Because if I remember correctly, in when she first sits on the throne of hell, there's references and quotes that she says that she can see the future, she can see everything that's going to come. She warns Al specifically, like, you have no idea the dangers and all the outcomes that he's about to get challenged with. So she knows all his decisions. So this issue is just really just her fucking with him. Even when she gets quote unquote bested. Honestly, dude, I don't think in my opinion, I don't think Nyx will be bested by Spawn at all whatsoever. She's so I think she is extremely powerful to the point where like someone like Spawn, like him, is just a speck to her.
In hell, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I could disagree with
but
that.
Here's
I
the thing,
think
because he
also on
says
Earth as
if
well.
she wants, he talks to the avatar after this whole, in the next page is basically, if she wants to send a message, you tell her to come here herself instead of sending this. Like that's an open challenge for her to step into his world because of how powerful he is in this world. And he's been this powerful for a while, ever since he killed Malbolgia. He just keeps on gaining more and more powers on Earth, which is why he calls Earth, his. He's the king of Earth. So I think I agree, Zach, that she might be more powerful in hell than Malbolgia was, and who knows how she got that way. But yeah, it might be set up for a really big showdown somewhere at maybe 300 or 400, as I'm thinking possibly.
Well, there's a couple things here. He tortures this avatar to the point that he says, like, I want her to feel it enough all the way down in hell. indicating, like, showing that you have nothing on me. She's frustrated because her main chess piece is not abiding to what she wants. This is
Right.
like, she has a plan. She may have that, she had that vision, but it was a vision of hers. It doesn't mean that it's actually going to come to fruition. That was her vision, and that was the darkness that Al Simmons warned her about. It's going to overtake you, and you're going to go into places that you don't want to go. And he was hoping that, you know, he wouldn't have to get this from her, but this is where we're at. So, like, all this, like, she is powerful in hell, but on earth it's an even playing ground for everyone, even for, like, heaven. Like, they come down, like, it's kind of a, yes, you got powers and everything like that, and these abilities, but earth realm is where, like, I think with they I think heaven and hell, they focus on sins and prayers, majority of it. So, like, I don't know. I think it's an even playing ground. I don't think she has the ability to take over. I don't know. I'm just rambling, but now, so.
No, I like what you're saying there. Sheldon Martin says that panel. She says they'll all come.
Yeah.
But that I agree. I agree with Gooch. I also agree with Zach. I see where you guys are coming from on both that, and I think it is definitely a combination because you both pulled out things from previous issues that make a whole lot of sense. And I think which is what's compelling about this story is that, you know, the different theories and the different possibilities could be true. Two things can be true at the same time, right?
That
We
line
all know
right
that
there.
all
I'm
know that
counting on it.
Nyx is trying. Yeah, right, exactly. So we know that Spawn's got something cooking, right? Because she's like, you know, they'll all come for you. Basically, everybody now they have their powers, and he's like, I'm counting on it. All right, what does that mean? Go back to issue 359 when we see the curse, right? And we do that jump into the future there for a second, where we see the aftermath of all of this and the Lord's light and all that kind of stuff. You know, what are we building up to when it comes to that, right? And we see Al's got a plan, Nyx has a plan. This was kind of like the first.
I forgot
the
about
Gooch.
that.
Yeah. The Gooch, he pulled it out. He pulled it. Oh, watch out!
Ooh.
Put it back in. Wait. Oh
That's
shit!
the first.
Pull it out again. All right, my bad. All right, getting off course there. He brought up a great point, saying that this was like a first. This was a first round, is what this was. It was a sparring match between the two characters, and they kind of see where each other stands right now. Now this is going to set up something bigger going down the line, and we get a little bit of a glimpse of what Nyx is trying to do, and now Spawn's back, what he's going to do. And I think it was a great setup. Who was it that said that this was kind of like a mini or a soft reboot, so to speak?
Zach.
You know, with Zach. Yeah, great point. This does kind of feel like a soft reboot, getting everybody back to square one again. And now we're going to go forward telling this story. You know, like this was almost a culmination of everything we've gone up to so far without it really being this huge big thing. You know, it does kind of feel that way. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but hearing you guys talk about it.
One thing I do want to say that I'm actually curious about, and so if everyone gets reset, everyone's got their powers again, things are all handy dandy. Like, does that mean that all the players that Spawn took down before, are they also reset? Like, for example, we have like Billy Kincaid. He's pretty much in hell. He got defeated during his second coming in King Spawn issues 1 through like 12.
Mhm.
And yet would he be back full powers, like ready to go?
I think we're going to probably start seeing some of the characters we haven't seen for a while start popping up again. Sin, the Violator.
Would
Yeah, that's why.
Cygor like be restored?
Yeah.
Overkill come back? Like, because those Freak, a lot of these people got killed off, and the
I think
Ranger
they're
Overkill's in. He's
They're
in
scorched.
Yeah, he's in Scorched. I'm pretty sure he was just in Gunslinger. I could be wrong about the Gunslinger, but I remember reading a book in the last 2 months, and he's in the fucking book.
Yeah, he's in Scorched.
But he's like that zombie
Spawn,
zombified, right?
My opinion,
like...
there's no life and death with them. They just bring back whoever,
Yeah, it's comics,
Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see a heaven spin on this. Like, I feel like we don't talk about heaven. It's always hell. I want to see some fucking badass angels in this bitch. You know.
Well,
So,
there's a lot of things that there's Jason Wynn who's plotting a lot.
True.
You got
True.
Blood that's plotting still. You got Heaven. You got still have Green World.
Green World. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have so many factions and possibilities right now, and they're all amping up for something. And so she is like, obviously Nyx is plotting. She even mentions it at the end of this book, like, we're going to take on Heaven and get ready for this. So I wouldn't doubt if like Violator, Billy and all of them are coming back, because they're literally gods. They can like bring back whoever they want. Like,
Yeah. Sean, go to the next page, because the way he ends this thing, where basically this is Spawn letting everybody know what's happening. It's like, when I'm done with all of them, or when I'm through with them, basically everybody's going to come after him. They now have powers. I'm coming for you. And this makes me wonder.
this was sick. Him
Yeah.
pulling
Yeah,
out the
and then he
belt,
just
the yell,
has
like,
this.
that
He has
is
this.
such a cool.
Yeah. He has this moment of just rage, where he says that he seethes, right? He realizes everything is going on, what the course of his life is going to be now. There will never be any rest. He's always going to be under duress, on all this kind of stuff. What does it say there at the very end? Which is impossible, knowing the only stokes his rage. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just that panel right there. You see what's happening there, right?
He's tearing off his first skin.
No, he's being born. Like, he's like, being, how you pass through the canal, like that's him being born again. That's like the metaphor for that. So like, that's him
deep, man. I like
board.
that.
Yeah, he's born again. He's ready to take on this new chapter.
Oh, nice. Great. I didn't even think about that. I just thought it was kind of a cool. I see it. Symbolism. I love that.
Even this panel, same panel, front cover. Bam! I'm copping that shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just start taking some clip art from the Brett's pages and make it the cover. Easy.
DC
Do
does it. Marvel
it.
does it sometimes. There's such good art in here, and I think this was my favorite page, excluding the double page of Spawn.
Yeah.
This is sick.
Okay,
You got
before
Green Deadpool, Omega, and the other guy.
all right, before, let me see, is it this page?
But these are sick characters. Like, you guys knew who they were. You said
Okay,
Curse
yeah.
of Spawn was one of those guys. I think these characters look sick, and me not being familiar with them, I can't. And hopefully, the next issue is them fighting, and we don't go back. What happened?
I don't know who the green guy is, though.
Yeah, nobody knows who the green guy is. Any thoughts?
Yeah, but he's awesome.
Eric,
one
do
of
you
the
have any thoughts?
angels, maybe that were previous, because like you had a lot of characters that had the cybernetic upgrades. I remember the gold was used for a lot of the angels, right? But I don't
What if
know
it's the Fixer dude from Jason Wynn?
Oh,
What was his
'cause
name?
He had one
Looks
eye,
like a new
right? He had
suit.
one eye.
He had one eye, but he had a different costume, right? This character has one eye. This is, it's a different costume than we saw, but could it be that character?
wait, the guy that was running through the vampire
The
building,
woods
and he was
with
all kind of like armored up in a couple issues, like a dozen issues.
Yeah,
ago?
the
goggles. He had, like,
Okay,
the
yeah,
goggle
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the
that'd be
last
cool.
time we saw him, he had taken out some vampires and he was still alive, and that we
Alright.
haven't seen him since then.
I
Christopher
love the
Bouchard's in the
aesthetic,
house.
My guy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Todd gets the
fantastic.
point
Fucking love
of,
it.
each character at least for these, needs to be great action figures, and and he makes great action figures. Like, each one of these, especially that other one that you said is from Curse of
The
Spawn. I think that one
Curse
was
to Spawn
fucking
design.
sick.
Yeah.
They could make a whole series about this design right here. I would buy that.
I
They
hadn't
did.
seen him in, I would say back in the 90s, but I haven't seen him in a while. So when he popped up,
Nah.
I'm like, has he been around in the Scorched or King Spawn or anything? Because that's the first
I
time I've
haven't
seen
seen
that
him.
character in a
He's
while.
Wow.
like anti-venom on crack, dude.
Right.
No, it's a great design. If you haven't checked it out yet, Paul, go. It's called The
Whoa.
Curse of the Spawn. Pick that up.
But the lottery
But-
started.
So this is a great cliffhanger with these characters fully powered coming back. But the last panel of this double page spread says, and so it continues, an endless stream of constant conflicts that as these three beings now show won't allow Spawn to ever have any real joy in his life again, as they slowly erode away his humanity. I wonder if we are going to get to a point where we are going to see a more villainous Spawn. Stay with me here for a second. What if we get, and sometime down the future, whatever the storyline leads, we get Spawn, we get Nyx. Spawn finally, he takes Nyx out and finally takes the throne and becomes a evil character for a period of time within the book. What do you guys think?
Change of
Love
pace.
it.
I'll take it.
Love
I
it.
see Violator taking that throne before him.
But I mean,
No.
think about the aesthetic of that. Of we're following this character for so long. The Wanda stuff, is kind of done, and he's gotten to a point now where he's done. He's gotten to a point where now he's comfortable with actually taking the throne, seeing what other people have done with it, and he's just going to take it and have it be corrupted, and we're going to see a corrupted version. I don't know. It could be a cool storyline. Go ahead, Gooch.
I like that, but here's a little added nugget. He's on the throne. He's doing his thing, but Violator and others are trying to get him away from the throne, and then Wanda gets thrown into the
Oh,
picture.
there you go.
Oh, pussy always ruins it.
Redeems
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Like that would be the way to redeem. Because
Yeah.
you could create, like they did with Hal Jordan, right? You do the fall. The fall of the
Mhm.
hero becomes the ultimate bad guy. But you have to have a way to redeem that character if they do that. And that would be the great way to go, to have
Well, then who
Wanda
would be the main
redeeming
character of Spawn? You only can do so many issues of him being a douchebag.
They
Lyra,
just get
or
a
Lyra,
whole
or
year
whatever.
a whole year with no powers. They could do anything, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like Hell would be like if he took Hell, his objective would be what? To take heaven or take Earth, and he's the protector of Earth.
to balance everything back out. That
Yeah,
would probably
what if Al goes to the point where he's just done with everything and he wants to take over everything, right? Sits on the throne, he gets the throne, he wants to take Earth, he wants to take hell, he wants to take heaven. If you went
No.
into a storyline where he became a little bit of a villain, you could focus on other characters like Gunslinger, becoming a bigger player, Lyra, not Angela character, becoming a bigger player, and now they have to go up against. I'm just saying, there's a way you could do it, and you could do it for a storyline. You could run it for a year. I think it would be interesting if they went that direction. I don't know if they will. It's just something that
'Cause he
popped
would
in my
have to
head when I was
die,
reading
too,
this
to
book.
leave the throne.
What about like him fighting the evil darkness that's trying to overwhelm him to pursue like taking everything over?
Oh, that'd be
So
good
he
too.
takes
Yeah.
he takes on that responsibility, and he's fighting to keep everything balanced.
That's an awesome point too. Like, he doesn't necessarily have to be the villain, but he sits
Yeah.
on the throne and he has to fight the same thing Nyx is fighting right now, that's corrupting her soul, which is what we see earlier in the book that they specifically say, and it's taking
Meantime,
her over.
in the meantime, you got the perimeter action where you got Violator, you got all these other characters that want that throne, and they're throwing things out. So you can have so many things that you could play with that.
Oh
story.
man, yeah. Yeah, there's some. I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but just this think tank right here, right? This think tank right here. I like some of the concepts where it could go. The fan theories.
They do it with Batman all the time. They do it like Batman, like he doesn't want to kill because he doesn't want to take that step, because he knows once he kills once, there's no stopping him.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah, so like you could play that into Spawn of I'll take on the responsibility of holding all this evil. I will contain it just for the better
Yes.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You could go that way as well. And yeah, I like that dynamic. And now that you bring that up, I like him taking the throne, having to deal with, because him taking the throne, he would be the most powerful character taking the throne, unlike any of
Yeah.
the other characters, right? And so he would actually have the ability to fight that darkness, and there would be a really good story, a really good back and forth there with him conquering his own darkness, and then maybe still Wanda come in sometime in the future in the
Yeah.
storyline and redeeming him. So that, yeah, so many possible. I mean, like, I just got really excited there thinking about
So
that.
Yeah, it's the ultimate
I-
sacrifice, right?
I
Yeah,
had
no,
a
yeah.
I had a theory that I think he would actually he's aiming towards going because of his hatred for heaven and hell due to their game playing, that he would actually, I think he would build enough power where he would find some form of loophole between green world or a new world that we're not yet discovering yet, that he would go ahead and combine the powers to create a new, I don't even know how to say this because it's so fucking crazy. But like, so you have heaven and hell, which are two like major planes. It's kind of like the only two planes that you would actually go to when you die. I think he's going to create a plane where this is where people will go moving forward. So like heaven and hell would be blocked off from taking souls. Anyone who
Interesting.
dies, and therefore like
Interesting.
Spawn would be the new ruler of a plane that rivals both heaven and hell. Therefore, he will be in charge of taking, and so he, not only he would have to he would be omnipotent at that point, like, and I
That's
think
an
he would
interesting
have to
concept, man.
yeah, but like,
Interesting concept.
but I mean, like, dude, his hunger, uh, for taking them down, both of these planes down, just goes way back to pre 50, like issue 50 and whatnot, like
Mm-hmm.
all the games they were playing. So I'd say that he's trying to find a newfound knowledge that is kept hidden, and he's trying to find it somewhere. So where when he does find it, like in a storyline, however they get around doing it, which is I don't even know how to start with that one, that he would obtain the power finally, and then create a new plane, restrict the coming of souls from both heaven and hell, struggling to maintain that newfound plane, and just moving forward, just kind of like, and so it's a three-way battle: heaven, hell, and Spawn's territory.
Well, I love all the theories on the show, and I think it's pretty clear that Todd just needs to hire all of us as a think tank, and or a writing group going forward.
Yo, you do it like Captain America. They have 5 writers on each reshoot.
Exactly.
Maybe those guys.
Exactly. All right, last page here. We get back to hell. Nyx is still creating this, or still in the process of creating this kaiju mega demon monster thing, and it's a cool ending. And she's basically just kind of wrapping everything up with what she's saying. Earth's conqueror will. Oh yeah, she's gonna take out Earth. She's gonna take out heaven and have everything under the rule of hell. Basically,
we've never seen what God looks like yet, right?
No.
So then finally we get that, right? So clearly she's gonna go fight
I don't know.
God.
Well, no, not Todd's God per se.
Yeah, but
Spawn
like
and Savage
God
Dragon was in
is the
heaven and hell.
objective.
Well, yeah,
now.
Eric's, yeah.
But there's an objective right now of like they're saying God will surrender it to me, like she's coming for him or her.
What if God was one of us?
But yeah, sick page, man, sick.
Great. I mean, I love just the hanging on this development, this creation of this character. Very, very cinematic. I can see this in my mind, just motion like it's a movie, or just like the cliffhanger of the show, And then we get the powers back, and it's set at an interesting number of
3193.
Yeah, you got a nice booty shot there.
Whoa,
nice and thick.
619.
I jumped up.
Again, I still wish to this fucking day I knew how that power meter works. Like, how much power drains off of it. Like,
I'll ask Todd when I see. I'll run up on him on WonderCon. Maybe I'll be like, if I remember.
Oh, hey. So Eric's
power level.
Eric's jumping in. Very knowledgeable. He says God was a woman and one of Wanda's children. Interesting.
What?
Interesting.
I don't remember that.
Just a stranger on the bus.
Was that during when Angel Medina was drawing it?
I was gonna say it's got to be somewhere in the 200s, because that was primarily where I wasn't reading. So there's a lot of stuff in there that they happened lore wise that
I don't remember that
I missed.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sean? I don't remember in the 200s.
Not in the 200s.
Eric, let us know where the source of that information, because
Before 150.
I'd like to. Yeah, because I'd like to look it up and do some research on that, because I'm not the most adverse in that era.
It's weird because he's pulled off some of these old characters that are around issue 100, and he's making them major key players up until this point. So I'm wondering how much of the lore that was in between those issues that he's going to just rip from, instead of I don't know, man, dude. I'm actually pretty stumped. Like I said, issue 361. It's probably one of the most important key issues that, in my opinion, it makes any character events moving forward for a comic series to make them continuing as an evergreen character done right.
Yeah, I think the possibilities going forward are really awesome. This was a very fun issue to dive into. It answered a lot of questions, but it also gave us more questions. You know, it gave us a lot of answers, it gave us more questions as well going forward. A lot of things to speculate, a lot of things to get excited about. I thought, well, I was do mine last. Sean, what rating would you give the book overall rating system?
Like a 9.8, and that's just because I didn't like the covers.
Okay, fair enough.
Whoa.
I like that. Fair
What?
enough.
The fuck did you just say?
Did I stutter, Stanley? 9.8. I don't like this. I don't like the covers. And I stand by that.
Wow.
You like the
What's going on,
covers?
Mark?
I want you to stand
No,
by me.
no.
You thought
I like
those
that.
covers were good?
Hey,
Yeah,
9.8.
tell him, John. The
What?
cute little angry guy.
Stop
361
fucking
covers?
smoking crack.
Gooch, what do you think?
This book is a 9, and I've seen better covers on used toilet paper.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Issue 361 covers.
Listen, I'm going to start advocating for more Brett Booth art. Like we were saying, just grab a panel, any
I
book.
literally
Why
tweeted
not?
at him, and he even said he doesn't know why his art's not being used.
Hell, they
Yeah.
used that one sketch of his for that was it King Spawn or one of
Yeah.
the spawns where it was
Why
just a
not-
sketch and they put
Why
his
not
and
352 or something like that?
it looked
Why not-
amazing. Yeah.
Why not tap into your friends? Like ask Silvestri, ask Lee, or
That
something.
too.
Like you like ask some
Yeah,
of the guys. Rob, ask Rob. Like ask
would be
like
cool.
There you go.
like
There you go.
yeah.
That'd be dope.
you want to do a cover? Like why do we get this?
And Rob's covers sell, dude. His covers are selling. And maybe
Yes.
treating my boy like shit.
Yes, Brett's fucking killing it in these books. Like,
100%.
Oh, it's just
We got a Brett cover that he could use.
no. This book is a 9.5. This like
All right,
now
so
or-
we got a 9.5 and a 9.8. I like that. No, I'm right up there with you. Zach, what are you thinking, man?
I gotta say it's a 10 because
Oh, nice.
because of the reasons that I stated before, dude. I mean, like, this is gonna make any Spawn comic move forward really cool. You could do any story you want, and it's just gonna be a banger because everyone's gonna be at full powers. It's gonna be completely unpredictable. Yeah, we still haven't had that whole blood situation arc closed out yet, which he's gonna get to him, but.
Yeah.
I mean, what other things is he going to create to throw into the mix? We just have vampires. What's next for monsters? So I don't even know. I mean, like, fuck, you could throw Cthulhu in there, and it actually would work. So
I honestly believe Todd's seeing what's happening out from the east. And he's taking stuff like from Attack on Titan. He's taking stuff from like a lot of the shonen stuff, and he's putting it into these books slowly but surely because that's what people want.
And you follow more of that stuff than we do, so
Yep.
you're seeing, I get that. You're seeing a little bit more of that kind of develop in these pages. And like I said, the manga influence with some of the art, that's a great point, Gooch. That with the Attack on Titan, some of the stuff we're seeing visually wise, I can see that, man. I can definitely see that. Paul, what would you give your rating?
I see someone calling. Project Naosis is so good the creator can't pronounce the title. Yes, I can. It's Naosis.
I can't pronounce it.
But the covers are always shit, so I give it a 10. I thought the book, I've read so many, I just picked up so many books, like because I haven't been to the comic store in 2 months, and I read through a bunch of them, Deadpool Team Up, all that stuff, and by far, this was the best book, by far. Yes, the covers need to change. And they should, because I feel like it's hurting the comic more than like if I walked past this and I never read Spawn, I would never pick up this book.
Right.
Never pick up this book. But it's so good. I think this is one of the best issues that they had. I read it. I was excited the whole way through. I wanted more. We got the information we needed and we move forward. I think this is the strongest monthly book.
What's going on, Jamie? Good to see you.
Mwah! What's up,
I'm
Dom?
going to also give it a 10 because yes, the covers are not good and they just
Cop
haven't been
out.
good. So I'm not going to give it a negative for that because I'm getting it for the story.
Yeah.
And the story so far has been awesome, compelling, and it just got me reinvigorated. I mean, not that I wasn't before, but even more excited going forward and just thinking, like, that little think tank we did there at the end of the show, just thinking about where they could go with all of this. And for that, this gets an issue. This gets a number 10, soft reboot, like Zach was saying, and getting this going forward. So I give it a 10 as well. Real quick before we wrap the show up here, Eric was saying that two things: that there was a story where Wanda gave birth to Satan and God. It was messed up storyline. They were her children. He said Jake Fitzgerald was the earthly vessel of God, and Katie Fitzgerald was the vessel of Satan. Spawn 157 through 158.
Yeah, so that's after Angel
Yeah.
drew it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have
Was
to
that
check.
Philip? Was Philip drawing it then? I forget.
It might have been. We'll have to check that out. 158, 157, 158. We'll check that out at some point
Remember
to
that,
see
Zach?
what it is you're getting into there, because that's interesting. Yeah, what we got, we're gonna wrap the show up here in a second. Gonna look at a couple projects. Zach, what are you working on?
I'm still finishing up the Batman Spawn piece.
Oh, nice. You want to show
from
any
last week.
progress?
It's not much, to be honest. I'm just.
You don't have to if you want
I
to.
had
It's all
to
good.
put it out to the side because the commission that I'm working on recently.
My boy was zoomed
I
in.
ju-
He goes, "Nah, I'm good."
Nah, he's like,
Yeah,
nah, I'm
I
good.
just
I'm
just
good.
finished up the pencils on that, so I got to head into the inks on that commission.
Hell
It's
yeah.
wouldn't take, yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you want me to show that. Like, I don't know if that's even appropriate to show that.
No, it's not.
Okay, there you go.
Full screen me real quick. Full screen me real quick, and then shoot me back down. This is the quality of the fucking books. The interiors are badass, super
Yes.
awesome, double page splashes, the same interiors, look fucking epic. Spoiler alert! Let's get a spoil in there. Show you how the things are done. Oh, he's running. Oh, what is he doing? Bah!
Oh shit, blood.
Project Naosis, we just fulfilled on Kickstarter. We ended in December 28th. We have it on Fund My Comic if you want to grab episode 5 at the discounted rate. You also get the trade paperback at a discounted rate. Otherwise, you could go on my website. We always ship it to you. We just got a big order yesterday on the website. But
Nice.
for $5, you get a digital. For $10, you get a single. For $50, you get 0 to 5. All the
Nice.
artwork is showcased here. We have 4 days left on the Fund My Comic. I get all the money right when you purchase, so everything's just guaranteed. This is just an extra thing that we're just using this platform to get new backers at. But yeah, give this book a shot. This is the coolest issue we fucking have. And I'm going to be dropping our newest issue soon. So join us while we are growing.
Hell yeah, everybody check it out. Links are down below for that. Sheldon Martin says, I give it a 10, 12 if I measure it from the nuts.
Here's the shaft.
We also have Sean is back on the show streaming with us. So he has a book called Type 1.
Wait, you haven't been promoting me? What the fuck?
I mean, yes, here and there. I mean, there's sometimes I forget.
I've done it before for you, Sean.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Yeah, so we just showed off Joe's cover. I have it on the page now. Look how beautiful that is.
Gorgeous.
Joe M Sonntag, Marlo Acquiza, Dan Kemp, killer combination. We're going to be updating the campaign page in probably a couple weeks. We're going to do some add-ons. If you got the ultimate 1 tier, you're not just going to get 5 books. You're going to get like 8 or 9 books with commission, trading cards for 200 bones. That's still a lot of money, but I'm going to give you the best bang for your buck guaranteed only in Type 1. We're going to do the Joe Sonntag I Was in a Band cover. That's going to be separate on its own tier. Con Artist Volume 3 Standard Edition. If you want the holochrome cover, whole foil, get that on the Ultimate 1 tier. Only place to get it. I got Chris Graves. I got Phil McNulty. I got myself. On Fund My Comic, I got Dan Dahl. I got some dope-ass pages of art drawn by me, colored by the legendary Dan Kemp. If you're loving like this whole Heaven and Hell sequence within Spawn, you're going to love the Mayan, Aztec, and like Anunnaki lore and history we're going to go with there. Balls to the wall action. We're getting the book done. Dan's gonna open up his schedule beginning of March, he said. So I gotta fresh batch of pages for him to draw. I'm really inspired how Paul talks. So I'm punching my hands for some reason. But
got
this
the
book,
energy.
yeah, he inspires me. Up my game. But yeah, don't be a bum. Back type 1. Even if you don't like the book, buy the donate tier. You get 2 books. We're going to donate 2 books to kids with type 1 diabetes. And we're going to be sending you, as a thank you, a metal trading card by Jeff Muth and Duck Bacon. So thank you. Just yeah, this is a fun story. I'm having a great time just writing shit and making up my own world.
What are you doing with the kids with diabetes?
So we got this tier where if you want to donate a book, we're now doing it. You buy a book, you're going to donate 2 books to them, and we're going to give you a metal trading card. So that's going to be updated. So anybody that's donated 1 right now, they're doing 2. So we'll update that in the next couple of weeks. We'll figure out a Saturday show. Thanks. Yeah, I got to work with JDR for Illinois. A year ago today is when I had my dinner. They flew me out, and I got to talk to the kids, show them how to draw trees. It was a really good experience, man. Teaching kids how to draw. Yeah. So thank you everybody for your love and support, and we'll get this book going. So
thank you, Lark Bark. Appreciate it. Yeah, this cover was really, really fun to work on. Being able to work on Sean, who's my best friend's character, and do a cover for him was fantastic. It was fun, and it came out beautiful. I see some person in the chat dropping links. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Edwin's in the house as well. Thank you, man, for joining us here towards the end of the show. We appreciate you guys. Go back and check it out. We had a really awesome show looking at Spawn 361. I have a book called Reaper Destroyer that we closed out over the weekend. It is still up right now. It'll probably be down here any minute, but last second, if you haven't yet, we crossed $75,000 on this campaign. 1,290 backers, 10 away from 1,300. I mean, we are that damn close. If you guys haven't yet, please get this book. If you love Spawn, if you love the darkness, I mean, everything that we look at in this channel, and in this series of Spawn, you're going to love this book. You know, it's very unique. It's not a Spawn ripoff. It's not Heaven vs. Hell or anything, but it is very much in that wheelhouse, artistically and character-wise. You guys are going to love this book. Don't miss out on this. This is the only time we are printing these covers. It's a one print and done. If you get this book on a second chance, it's going to have a different cover, or a catch-up tier on the next campaign is going to have a different cover as well. So these Dale covers, the Shelby cover, the wraparound cover are all going to be done if you haven't got it yet. So thank you to everybody that's backed this. This has been my dream come true working on this book, and going forward with the story is going to be absolutely amazing. Where we go with it is going to be nuts, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out when we get there. Gooch, what do you got coming up that you want to talk about?
Oh, me. Let's see. 1 second here.
What's today?
What is it today? Monday, Tuesday. Tomorrow, Primal episode 9. Great episode. Like, Tartakovsky is just killing it with this series. I can't wait for season 3. So yeah, we're doing episode 9 tomorrow. Wednesday, Turning Guccianese, I think, will be on the plate for Wednesday, and then Thursday, Kaiju number 8, episode 7.
That's a dope series. That's a dope.
We've been watching that one.
I watched it with my nephew. That was fucking awesome. I might get the manga.
I have the manga. And Late Night with Gooch. Last night we had a great show. We had Bo DeMille. We had that guy over there, Joe M Sonntag, on.
Fun time, man.
We had roughly about 283 people watching us. So we had a great time. Incredible conversation. Swing on by, watch the replay if you haven't. You learn a lot about behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of great takes from everyone and questions. So it was a good night. So next week, I'm not going to say who's on next week, but we got some surprises happening over here on Diabolical Souls Presents. And
we got,
and of course, Zack down there has been killing it with the art on their shows. And I have to apologize because I've been kind of going through my thing, but we are setting up an art auction for him, and we will get it in sometime in March. And I'm going to start promoting it and make him some money. So, and people can buy some incredible art. So,
the Don is in the chat. Great to see you. jumping in here, brother. Appreciate the chat all night long, hanging out with us. We have 91 people watching all together. If you guys are in the YouTube stream, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, share it out, let people know that we do this show every Monday at 9 p.m. reviewing Sean.
Yes, as you should.
Reviewing Spawn,
Yeah.
Type 1. And only.
the newest issues and anything else that we might dive into as well. So get more people in here. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow this show. Thursday, return of Ahrendt Stuff. We're going to be back for the first time in a while. Ahrendt Stuff is coming back. So be there Thursday at 8 o'clock. I think we're just going to stick with this 8 o'clock time slot that I've been doing with the Ronan Joe Show. Speaking of the Ronan Joe Show, I'm moving the Ronan Joe Show to Sundays at 10 p.m. I'm going to go right before this guy over here, the Gooch, Late Night with the Gooch. I'm going to stream right before him, lead into that, try to raid whoever might be watching into his channel. So catch me with a new time with the Ronan Joe Show, Sundays at 10. Next week, my friends, Spawn Review, episode 32, right here at 9 p.m. We have a special guest coming on. The man himself, the artist of Spawn, Brett motherfucking Booth, is going to be on with us next Monday at 9 p.m. So don't miss that show. He's going to come on, talk his run on Spawn. We're going to have him for only a little bit. So jump in the chat if you got questions, and we will try to behave ourselves on this chat, or the panel as well. But the man is coming on, so put the respect on his name.
You say a little bit, but in Brett, he's going to stay longer.
It might.
Yeah. That's cool.
He's a talker. He's a talker. So I mean, if it goes longer, it goes longer. It's all right, But
Nobody
be here.
Time.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys,
we're not talking dinosaurs next week either. This is gonna be. We're gonna try to focus mostly on Spawn and everything he's doing with Spawn. So I texted him today, talked to him a little bit about 361. I was really excited about the book. So he was like, "Yep, he's coming on." So next Monday, 9 p.m. Brett motherfucking Booth will be on the Spawn Review for the first time on the Spawn Review. So be here in the chat. It's going to be awesome. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been a hell of a fun show. Go find somebody that's streaming. I don't know who's streaming, but find somebody. And I'll just say this as I always do, because I love everybody out there. I love your faces, your emojis in the chat. And when I get up in the morning, I think to myself, I want everybody out there taking care of one another, being good to one another, and picturing me naked. Talk to you all later. Peace.
Hell are you? Spawn. You sent me to hell, Jason. I'm here to return the favor. I feel betrayed, trapped in the grave.